Good morning, y'all. It's Coach Veronica Marie. And you know that we're here for renewing our mind for healthier and happier relationships. And one of the topics we are on right now concerns giving. I've decided to go live and share the information. So please do enjoy. It will be short, sweet, and to the point. So here we go. A lot of times people don't feel comfortable receiving because in their past receiving has resulted in some kind of emotional pain. Some people feel uncomfortable receiving because they felt like a burden at some point in their life. Some people feel uncomfortable receiving because they became emotional caretakers before they developed their ability to receive. A lot of times children who are deemed as very responsible, children who are firstborn, children of parents who are very busy, who have a particular skill like cooking or cleaning, usually these children learn to put their needs on the back burner for others. So then when people give to them, they feel out of place, out of their role, because they have accepted the family role as the giver, the doer. A lot of times people feel uncomfortable receiving because it feels so foreign and they don't know what to do with the foreign energy. They don't know how to alchemize it into pleasure. So it sits as a foreign energy and their soul energy will reject it. So if you are a person who has felt uncomfortable receiving, see if any of these are reasons. And there may be many more. There's probably not just one reason. There are a lot of reasons. In religion, we are coached to think of others more highly than ourselves. The strong should bear the infirmities of the weak and give to others. It's more blessed to give than to receive. These things have been programmed in our psyche. There are many more reasons. You probably can find more. Please do add them to this thread. Identifying the fact that you actually feel uncomfortable receiving, that's part one. Part two is identifying the reasons that you are aware of as to why. Then obtaining some deeper perspective into why. After that, we'll move into applying truth. But right now, acknowledging the why is super important. And we need to acknowledge it with understanding. Acknowledge it with self-compassion. Acknowledge it with grace. This means you have to pay attention to the way that you talk to yourself. If I'm showing compassion toward myself, then that sounds something like this. I know that you've been through a lot and you've grown to become a giver, and you've gotten out of balance because of it. But that's okay, because we can shift this energy so that we are in more balance. When you look back on relationships that you created in a one-sided way, sometimes it's tempting to beat up on yourself. I loved too hard. I gave too much. I did it too fast. That is not the voice of compassion. That's the voice of condemnation coming down upon yourself. I'd like you to, while acknowledging the reasons you feel uncomfortable giving, I'd like you to look back into situations where you have heavy regret for the way that you gave. Whether it was your time or your energy of yourself. Good morning, Bailey. Whether it was your time, your energy, or of yourself. I want you to talk to yourself with compassion, not correction. You've done enough correcting. That hasn't healed you. Compassion is healing. I know in that relationship you gave so much because that relationship was important to you, and it shows me how committed you are to relationships. I know that you gave that person everything that you felt that you could give, and it wasn't enough. Guess what? It's okay to not be enough to some people. This is the voice of compassion. So as we're working through this particular area of becoming comfortable giving, let's also work on a voice of self-compassion, because that is healing. So usually we want other people to show us compassion. We want other people to understand. We want other people to see and acknowledge, the whole while we're not seeing and deeply acknowledging ourselves. This is going beyond the emotion, but into the soul, right? Yeah, yep. Correcting is so easy to go to. Don't do it here. Don't do it here. This is not the place. There's a time for correcting, but when you're in your healing space, imagine if you were working through a math problem and your teacher was so impatient and kept interrupting your process, correcting. You could never process through the problem in a fluid way. Don't let your inner correction officer come in and do that. Show compassion. That's the work for today. Y'all are so welcome. We'll continue on this topic, renewing our minds for healthier and happier relationships. Remember, I offer one-on-one coaching if you need it. You can sign up for that at VeronicaMarie.con or reach out to me and I'll set it up for you. Y'all have a beautiful day now.